The State Department is struggling with a backlog of passport applications, just as many Americans are making plans to travel abroad. The department says mail delays and staffing shortages are part of the problem. Adding to that, their online booking system for last-minute travel had to be shut down this week when third parties were filling up the slots and selling them for profit. Christina Ruffini is at the White House this morning with more. Christina, I know my passport expires at the end of the year. I am concerned. What can you tell us?
Well, Dana, it's not great news. The State Department is now saying it could take up to 18 weeks to get that passport or renewal complete. And as you mentioned, those appointments are so hard to get. The online booking system, those slots were getting scooped up like Super Bowl tickets and getting scalped like them, too.
In Los Angeles, people pitched tents and lined up around the block.
This is actually our third day here. The first day that I got here for the will call, I showed up at midnight and waited for the window to open at 7 a.m.
But they're not trying to score concert tickets or a new iPhone. What they want is a passport.
For the last 6 months, I have been trying to get my passport renewed. I have been calling, texting, emailing, carrier pigeon, bat signaling, you name it.
The State Department is trying to clear a backlog of up to 2 million passports, thanks both to staffing problems during the pandemic and a sudden surge in newly vaccinated Americans looking to go abroad.
We are working just as expeditiously as we possibly can, knowing that the traveling public has legitimate interests in travel.
But profiteers also had an interest, using bots to flood the State Department's online system for urgent or emergency travel and booking up all the slots.
They're selling multiple appointments to people for thousands and thousands of dollars on a website that's supposed to be helping each other. It's disgusting.
In response, the State Department shut down the website. Now, the only way to get an appointment is to call the passport hotline and hope someone picks up.
I am freaking out because I call every day to try and get an answer.
Kelsey and Heston Rankin applied for passports in May, but only his arrived. She's worried she might not get her documents before the imminent departure of their non-refundable flight.
One day I spent roughly 4.5 hours, but typically you can't even get through on the national passport line because it's always a busy signal.
Now, the passport office told Kelsey they do think she'll get her documents back one day before she's set to leave. Jeff?
Eesh, cutting it close. Christina, if your passport right now is expiring within the next 6 months, is the advice that you should send it in or do you wait?
It's really a judgment call. If it were me, and this is Ruffini advice, not official State Department advice, I would hold on to it for a little while and see if the State Department can kind of whittle away this backlog and see if they can cut that turnaround time down. Because if you send it in now, you're not going to get it back until the fall. And if you have to leave the country, you're going to spend a lot of time on hold.
I love that newspaper column, Ask Ruffini.
Does that mean we can blame Ruffini if she's wrong, though?
Yes, the blame goes squarely on her. All right, Christina, thank you very much. It's